Charity Watch just released our updated list of nonprofit compensation packages of $1 million or more. My name is Lori Styron. I'm the CEO and Executive Director of Charity Watch. And if you click at the link on the end of this video or in the comments below, you can navigate directly to that updated list. There's a little bit of context I do want to provide though. First of all, the top person on this list earns nearly $7 million. So this is not chump change, right? And when I say a million or more, that's on the lower end. We're just tracking the million or more. There's many people on our list that make multiple millions of dollars a year. How much is too much for a charity executive to make? You do have to consider in context the education, skills, and experience that are needed for a job, right? You're not going to be able to recruit a skilled surgeon with 25 years of experience, doing heart surgery. You're not going to be able to recruit that person to move into the administration, the top level administration of a hospital, for $80,000 a year, right? You have to be realistic about what kind of education, skills, and experience are needed for that job to do it competently, to actually run an organization like that. Of course, the context is the other way too. If you see that somebody is making a really high level of compensation, but you can see that, okay, well, what does this organization actually do? Oh, it mostly sends out direct mail letters asking people for money. Its programs consist of providing phone numbers and web addresses on their website about other places you can go to find help for various things. If you're a veteran or a cancer patient, why would a job like that, just posting resources on a website, demand a $500,000 salary, $1 million salary, right? So there's context you have to consider when you're looking at salaries. I do want to provide one more bit of context, just because a lot of the people on our top compensation packages of $1 million or more list do work in healthcare. And as I said just a moment ago, nonprofit hospitals, oftentimes the people in the really key high-level positions, they do have a medical background, right? They're a doctor, they might be a surgeon, they have very advanced skills and education and experience. On top of it, they might have an MBA, right? So you're not going to be able to recruit somebody like that for $85,000 a year, right? So you have to think of it that way. But the other thing about nonprofit hospitals is most of the revenue comes into the organization in the form of patient revenues. So fees for services. People go in to get medical care, and then the patient and their insurance pays for that care. Now you can disagree with that whole system too, but that's a different video, right? But the point being is that nonprofit hospitals don't primarily run on just donations where people say, here's money to do your thing, right? A lot of it's patient care. So a lot of these salaries are funded by fees received and insurance money and money received from patients that they received in exchange for providing care, not just purely based on your donations. With that said, there's still a question of how much is too much, and especially if you're a middle-class person, inflation is crazy right now. If you can't easily pay your bills, or you can comfortably pay them but you don't have a lot left over, you have to consider, right, there's nearly 2 million nonprofits in the United States, and the ones soliciting you for money may or may not be the appropriate ones for you to support, depending on your financial situation, depending on the types of causes you really want to support. So, being more proactive about where to direct your money rather than reacting to telemarketing calls, direct mail letters, that's probably a better way to go for you, because you don't want to end up donating, $100 somewhere that you barely have to afford, only to find out that multiple executives of that organization are making $5 million a year. That might not be the right charity for you. You might be better off supporting your local food bank, your local domestic violence shelter. If you're a religious person, your local religious organization that provides services in the community. So it's not one size fits all, either on the compensation side or on the donor side of what's appropriate for you to be funding. So that's a very personal decision. At Charity Watch, we try to provide you with the information you need to make informed giving decisions, but ultimately the choice is up to you of what you want to fund, of what salaries you think are appropriate programs and causes. So I do hope that this was helpful. Visit us at charitywatch.org, and thanks for listening.